I didn't want to give up. I saw my father. I'm like, there's a man like him. He should have inspired me. Why did I not let my father inspire me? He's never given up in his life. So that just kind of, when you self-realize these things, when you make your mistakes and you realize from your own mistakes, is when you start doing something about it. And that's exactly what happened to me.
Lovely seeing you across, Bobby, and many congratulations, 25 years in the industry. It's been 25 years since you made your debut. You're also making a debut of sorts on the digital platform with Class of 83 in a never-seen avatar. I have never seen you play, you know, the role that you're playing in this one. So how does it feel?
I'm really excited. I'm like really excited because it's been 25 years, which have passed by so fast. You don't even realize. You're like, my God, 25 years. But it doesn't matter. Time is just a number. Age is just a number. And I'm just excited that this is my debut on OTT platform with Netflix. Really excited because, as an actor, I've been looking for characters which would really get me excited as an actor to play. And also because I had made up my mind, it's not just the mainstream kind of characters I would like to play. It doesn't matter if I'm the main lead of a script or if I am just a character. I was just looking for good characters to play, basically, where when you watch a film and you come out, those characters stay with you. They always are a very important part of the narrative. So, and also Red Chilies, I mean Shahrukh's company, Gauri, Shahrukh, and Gaurav. So this whole team together, I mean Netflix and Red Chilies together, was such an excitement for me. I still remember the first day when I met them and when I heard that they were doing this and they were thinking about me. I was really excited. But at the end of the day, it was always the script that mattered to me. So when I read the script, I was like, this is something I was actually looking for to play as a character. Something which was a strong character, which had such good shades to it, depth in him, and the whole journey of the character, how he is, what he goes through, his own pain, his own misery, and how he tries to fight the system and achieve what he wants. And written in a nice way, in a very realistic way, because this is a character which you can actually identify with when you meet people. Sometimes you're stuck at an airport or a railway station, you encounter some strangers and you start chatting with them and you see what their lives is all about. You just realize, okay, yeah, you thought that this was always okay for you or not good for you, and how they go through these things. So basically every human being goes through a journey in their life, and especially for Dean Vijay Singh, who he was, and where he has been pushed to, given a punishment posting, and how he has given up basically, and how these four boys remind him of himself when he was younger, and how he was also never very good at the education which was being taught, but he had that knack to do the right thing as a police officer. So that's how he tries to restart his life. He wants to give himself ek aur mauka that wo aage बढ़ सके. So that's what was so exciting about this script. And then just the other characters played by other boys, it was just a great combination working with these young boys who are straight from theatre and who have a different approach towards acting. So it was really exciting working on this project. Basically, I just was, for the first time in my life, not in a very out of my comfort zone, because I have always played characters which were given because according to your image. So it was always easier to play those kind of characters. But playing something like this was kind of tough in the beginning, but it just started flowing eventually.
And that's what, as you said, playing a character, because we were all so used to seeing you. They used to call you the actor with the Italian good looks back in the day, the coolest actor. And suddenly I see Dean Vijay Singh and I'm like, whoa, that's Bobby Deol. But, as you described, he's a man who's, has suffered setbacks. He wants to get back. Did that somewhere also resonate with you? I mean, his journey vis-a-vis your journey.
Definitely. I mean, every time there's an emotion which comes in play, especially in a script, in a character, you can easily relate it to a similar kind of emotion in your lives. And that's the experience that I've got. And luckily, a character like this, if I was given to play 15 years back, I would have found it very different. I would have played it very differently, and I wouldn't have got the intensity in that sense as how this character would have been able to. But it definitely, every time you're emoting, there's something that triggers off that emotion, you know. So those kind of thoughts always help an actor while performing. And definitely, I'm a father of two kids, and I have been through ups and downs in my life. So I know what it feels, to be pushed away and then struggle and try to find my way back. So it was kind of relatable in that sense.
But do you remember what were you doing in 83?
I was maybe eating a Frankie, walking around with my friends playing cricket and enjoying life, playing board games and things like that. Playing a lot of sports. I used to love playing squash and badminton and spend most of my time with my friends. So I guess those were the days when I was doing all those fun things. When you had no worries in life, you were just happy, just enjoying the age.
True. And also, I mean, as we said, we were so all, we enjoyed ourselves, but we didn't know that the city as it's Bombay then, which was burning with, there was the underworld and all. But I remember in your career, you've not played done a gangster film as such. So was that also exciting, this coming your way, the 80s and recreating it?
Yeah, it was because to play, be a part of a film which is based at a certain. You can say it's like a period film in a way because it's based
Yeah.
in the 80s, and I think I just love the idea of it, and the whole environment which was recreated. It was so exciting because I love the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. For me, seeing the moment like those days, the way people were and the way they dressed up, there was so simplicity in everything. There was no corruption in that sense mentally, but there were other evil people around which could easily take advantage of the normal people. And that's what was happening because that time it was the beginning of all those things. It was peaking. Gangsters were peaking at that time, the underworld and things like that. And I still remember I've led a very sheltered life, so I was never allowed to go out of my house after 6 o'clock. In fact, when I was talking about going to eat a Frankie, I wasn't even given pocket money to go eat Frankie. I was supposed to come home and eat. But those were the days where all this was happening, and it's always been very fascinating. Even when you watch movies, I'm sure you've seen so much on Netflix about all the those drug lords and things like that, and their lifestyles and the way they move from nothing to everything and then back to nothing. So it was always interesting, intriguing, and you always want to be, you always want to see it visually, you know, rather than reading a book about it. So I think it was very exciting for me that I was going to be part of a film class of '83, which is going to be seen by people, and they'll get a chance to see that period in which they have missed, or the period they've grown up in, because the young generation and the older generation who've seen it, and the younger generation who've only heard little bits and pieces from here and there. So I think
Sure.
it's a great script.
So what would Dean Vijay Singh tell your character Badal from Barsat if they were to meet?
You just say, I want to recruit you. I want you to come and work for me. You have the capability. You're Badal. You're the mountain boy. You can climb up mountains. You can climb up anything, and you can fight the wrongdoers.
But do
Something
you
like that.
remember anything, any memories come back from Barsat? See, because when you made your debut, I remember there was an announcement in, the dailies. You got Filmfare and Stardust, and there was a picture of you and Tina. Barsat coming, there was no social media, no promotions then. Do you remember what was it like back in the day? Or do you feel it's easier now?
I think what was nice about that period was that everything was exclusive. Everything was had a charm of its own. I mean, I remember those days. Just to get a glimpse of an actor would be so exciting. Because oh my God, I just so lucky. I was walking past here and I saw that actor, and this happened, and now it's changed. You know, now it is like you have to talk about yourself all the time.
Yeah.
You have to keep posting on Instagram, on Twitter, or other ways of doing it. So things have changed. That stardom which you felt in those days was totally different from what it is now. But yet again, this is the new age. So this is how the new age reacts to things, and this is what stardom means to them. If you're spoken about by speaking about yourself and being seen more than you, I mean more than what they want to see you, just be seen all the time. So I've seen when I started my career, it was a changing times. It was changing towards this system. So I never got used to that system. I never got used to this system, which is existing. So it's always been a little difficult journey in that sense. So now I'm trying to cope up with social media, and I had to create a Instagram. I had to create a Twitter account because there were a lot of fake Bobby Deols on Twitter, especially, who would write any kind of rubbish, and people used to believe that it's Bobby Deol saying all those things. So for that reason was one of the main reasons why I started it. And now, obviously, this is the new way of promoting the work you do, and the people are so used to seeing people's work through this. So I guess it's fun. I guess it's the new norm for now.
For you, I mean, have been a cliffhanger of sorts. Now that time was changing. This time is changing. But but you also did something which actors today will say it's rash. You took a self-imposed exile as well from acting. You gave it a break.
I actually went through a bad time in my life those days. I wasn't getting the kind of work I wanted. Then I started blaming the world for that. I started saying that, oh, because they don't care about me and all those silly things, started pitying myself, I think, more than anything else. And obviously, alcohol played a bad role in my life at that point. And things just took me away from the reality and the honesty of what I'm supposed to be doing. Till the day when I started noticing people around me, my mother, my father, my wife, my kids, telling me, don't worry, everything will be fine. My son coming up to me and telling me, Papa, don't look sad. Why are you sad? Be fine. My wife, my dad. And, jo hota achhe ke liye hota hai, sab acha ho jayega. But the thing is, that's when I realized, looking into their eyes, that they love me. They would want to do the world for me, but they can't. It is me who has to stand on his 2 feet and do things for myself. And that just kind of, it was just like I just snapped, and I suddenly overnight started to change myself, and started looking towards being more positive, trying to work at the way I was looking, because I started looking like something else. And I didn't want to give up. I saw my father. I'm like, there's a man like him. He should have inspired me. Why did I not let my father inspire me? He's never given up in his life. So that just kind of, when you self-realize these things, when you make your mistakes and you realize from your own mistakes, is when you start doing something about it. And that's exactly what happened to me. Those 3 years were really bad. I didn't work much. And then I just started taking care of myself. And the system had changed. Before, people used to come to you for work. It became the opposite, because a lot of people started entering the film industry. So there was no, there was enough people to ask for work, for the similar kind of work. So I started meeting people, started taking care of myself, got into fitness to another level, and that's how just things started to roll. And I'm thankful and grateful to a lot of people who I met, who gave me the chance, who believed in me, and and they always said, "We believe in you because you believe in yourself now."
That's what's important.
And that's the most important thing. So that's how it happened. And then obviously it was still not so easy, because I think for an actor in this industry, every day is a struggle. You could be the biggest star or the smallest actor. Every day is a struggle to get good work. So I think that'll never end. And I think I've come to terms with that. And I think that keeps you going, that keeps you motivated to work harder and harder every day of your life. And that's why people started noticing me. I did 2 big films, which are commercial, big budget, with big superstars, which helped me being noticed by the audiences, because the reach of these actors is so big when the movies come out. And that's how everything gave me a push start. And then I slowly, steadily, then OTT platforms suddenly became so big, Netflix. So when they came to me, I guess, I'm sure they were also must be thinking twice before coming to me. But I think now they think they made the best choice.
That
But that's how
everyone's
it is.
unanimously in agreement.
But that's
No,
how it
but you're
is.
right.
You can only grab work. You cannot ask for work to come to you. You have to go and grab it. You have to move forward, go for it. Rejection, no worries. Go again for it, and that's how you get work.
You know, it's so interesting what you said that because the narrative around us has just gone askew. There is this backlash against people who belong to the industry versus outsiders. I mean, your father was an outsider where he came, and his
Yeah,
struggles were manifold. What is your take
yeah,
on it? And you also belonging to the family you do had your own share of struggles.
yeah. So I just believe that in everybody's career, struggle will always come arise. It's not just film industry; it's also in every other industry. Not just our
Yeah.
industry. But the more spoken industry is our film industry, the show business. There's no business like show business. So people talk more about it and make examples out of it. But there are so many examples existing in our country in the different professional lives, which are also going through this hardship. But that doesn't mean you have to cry about it or pity yourself or give up yourself. But then this is my life. I know what I've experienced, but every individual has a different experience, and you don't know what difficulties they went through and how they couldn't face it or could face it. So has. I don't judge anybody how they react to the things in their lives, because everybody has something that had gone right or wrong and must have affected them mentally. So that's how it is.
And also, we can say it's been a 43-year long career span if I take Dharamveer also into consideration, which you made your debut as a child star. Then came Barsat, there was Soldier, there was Gupt. I mean, you've done a wide range of roles. So, how did you approach these? Or do you feel you were just typecast as that lover boy and then who'd bash up people also, playing the antagonist in a few?
I guess so. I guess my personality, every actor has a personality, and how it exudes, I mean, how it comes across with people and how people notice it, and how script writers want to write thinking about this character with that actor in mind. So those were the days it was happening like that. But now a lot of actors are surprising writers, because writers write it with someone else in mind and they get a different actor and they actually play the part so nicely. So things have changed so much now. Now scripts are written and then you can still go and choose a different actor for it. But it is always important to do the right casting no matter what. But there are a lot of actors who can do, they're so versatile, they can do so many different kinds of roles nowadays. And that's so nice to see that change. And that's what I've been trying to work on even now. And that's why, luckily, I got to play Dean Vijay Singh. And it's very different from anything I've done. So, really excited.
That's awesome. And amongst your filmography, which is I know they're all special to you, but which is the one that you fondly remember when you look back, or which was most challenging and you felt that maybe, hey, this is not for me?
I think Dil Lagi was always going to be the closest to my heart, because I think my brother got the best out of me as an actor. He gave me an amazing role in that film. The film didn't do well at box office, but till date, whoever sees it or talks to me about it, they say, we loved your performance in that the most. But besides people telling me that, it's my own thing which I like the most. It's the most special to me.
And also, a lot of heroines made their debut opposite you. There was Preeti, there was Neha,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
there was
know.
Aishwarya as well. So you were, and also
Yeah.
now there are a whole lot of young stars making their debut. So you are actually the lucky mascot.
I don't know. I wish them luck, and I hope I'm lucky for them. And I don't know. I mean, those days, yeah, I did a lot of work with a lot of actors who starting their careers off. So I guess I understand how to interact with them and to make them feel comfortable. I think I remember Preeti Zinta was someone I knew before she wanted to be an actor, and we used to be a group of friends, used to move around, and she was a friend of a friend, and that's how we met, and we used to go out for dinners or parties and things like that. But she never said she wanted to be an actor. She always said she wanted to be a criminal psychologist. And next thing I know, I'm sitting at Shekhar Kapoor's office, and there was some screen test going on, and they said Preeti Zinta एक लड़की आई थी उसका अच्छा था. I said Preeti Zinta. I said मेरे को दिखाओ. So I saw a screen test, and I just signed Soldier that time. And Abbas Bhai and Mustan Bhai were looking for a new girl. So I said, please check Preeti Zinta out. And I don't say that I got her the role. I think it was her capabilities that got her the role. But at least I brought her to their notice at that point.
Thank you so much for talking to us. And lastly, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self today in retrospect?
Don't take life so easily. Enjoy, but be discipline. Discipline is the most important thing. That will make your life very easy.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you more, play more roles like Dean Vijay Singh. He totally, has nailed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.